the Niners have had a lot of bad luck this year, and it doesn't really feel like it's this year. But let's not absolve them of all blame. Let's list the biggest football sins the 49ers committed in 2020. Who would like to start?
I can start it off. I'd say one of the biggest sins was just some of the play calling in that Seattle game, just 2 plays in particular I still haven't gotten over, is the Jerick McKinnon Wildcat play and the Trent Taylor crossfield screen. And I think that was sinful. And you'll never convince me that those 2 plays were good, ever.
Yeah, good call. Good call. And we can keep adding to the list if things pop in your mind later. Go ahead, Nick.
Maverick nailed it. This is something we've been touching on a little bit over the past week or so. Kyle Shanahan playing his starters in blowouts. Yep. If you go back and look at the Patriots game, Deebo Samuel was playing running back when you're already up 20-plus points. That's how he hurt his hamstring.
Yep.
And Fred Warner was also playing with a 30-point lead. Why is Fred Warner on the field? He's your MVP. So a sin for me Kyle Shanahan has been committing is playing his starters, continuing to play his starters, his best players, when the game is completely out of reach.
Kittle, too. They were down.
Kittle, too.
Down big.
Yeah, I've definitely got to agree with that last one. I mean, I posted on Twitter the game that Kittle and Garoppolo both got hurt. I posted something to the effect of pull the starters now, protect them, look forward to next week. And sure enough, 2 big players went down. But to throw something else out there different, man, there's been a couple times, crucial times, though, when Kyle Shanahan has had some really questionable play calls, particularly on 3rd and short. One that comes to mind, I think it was 2 games ago, or maybe even their last game, where it was like 3rd and inches, and they did a shotgun, like draw type run up the middle behind like the interior of the line, which is like the weakest part of the team. And I'm like, what are you thinking? And there's been a couple of those. Overall, Shanahan's a play calling genius. Like he's had an above average, like a good play calling season. But there's been times where I'm scratching my head, and I think those are sins too.
Yeah, I agree. He's still a really good play caller. Still top 5 in the league. But my issues, I would point to the sins being their personnel decisions. I mean, letting Savon Ahmed go, who was an undrafted free agent running back they liked, so they could keep Jerick McKinnon, just to see Ahmed become a starter as a rookie on a playoff team. And McKinnon looked like he really should have. I mean, he's been gutty this year, but he doesn't have much left. So that's tough. That's one right there. And then the other biggest football sin, I guess, would be just the entire mentality, the revenge tour. We've talked about it before, but to me, you can't have that attitude in football. Football is a humbling sport, and even if you're the best coach in the world, you are totally dependent on the health of your players. So even if you think you got a good team or you think you're a really good coach, you really don't want, I mean, it sounds dumb, but you don't want to like tempt the football gods with some of that bravado and all that, because it's like you're at the mercy of, the MetLife turf and high ankle sprains and ligaments and all this crazy stuff. So I think in the future, the Niners will have a much more even-keeled New England Patriots approach to competition. Like, let's just take this 1 week at a time and see where we go and just be consistent. Let's not talk about I think that was really getting the whole season off on the wrong foot, the revenge tour. No, if you're lucky enough, you'll be back in that position, but a lot of that's out of your control, and they've learned that this year.